Before we get into the Codec conversation, we do have an announcement. Something that we are very humbled and proud to receive. UCBP.
Yep.
Under the CardBoardBox podcast, which started as an idea.
It did. It started as a hobby.
It's a hobby, is it?
It's a side gig.
Yeah. It did.
Super duper side gig.
It did. Like,
there's so many side gigs we have already.
Seriously, I didn't think we would ever get where we are.
Me neither.
But let's not keep the crowd in suspense any longer. Which, if you're a follower on us on Twitter, used to be podcast, or on our Instagram, or on our Facebook, you already know this. But we are proud to announce that we have over 10,000 subscribers.
Would you say that it's over 9,000?
It is over 9,000!
Thank you so much, guys. 10,000 subscribers.
Over
10,000 subscribers.
Over. We have to like...
You have to increase it.
No. I'm saying like we have to I can't think of the word right now. Express that or
yeah.
Make the most of that as we can, because we are so proud of that achievement.
Yeah, I mean, we saw the numbers growing every single day.
We still do. It's not stopping.
Of course not. It's always growing, and we thank you for hitting that subscribe button. We enjoy everything that you guys say on our Twitter, on the Facebook group, the emails. It's been fantastic. We enjoy doing this for sure. We like to go in and kind of get away from the world, and we do this because we love Metal Gear, of course, but I think it's a way for us to get away from real life and just go ahead and do this for the fans. We can't do this without you, of course. So, like we always say before, we are UCBP, you are UCBP. So
right. Anybody can be in our seats right now.
For sure.
Anybody can do what we're doing. If you have a dream, go for it. It's just what it is. Our idea was to create a Metal Gear Solid podcast, and in hopes that we could be potential voices of Metal Gear.
Yeah.
But you guys have made it possible. Thank you for all. I want to personally, Heido and I want to personally thank every single subscriber, every single listener for taking the time. Taking the time. It's just, because we know you guys have a busy schedule.
Mm-hmm.
You guys are probably doing your own thing.
You're probably driving right now, listening to the podcast.
Probably driving and listening to us right now, which we appreciate.
Yeah.
That you would even tune into us. But man, just to think that every Tuesday or Monday, if you're a supporter on Patreon, you receive a notification from us.
Yeah.
Saying their episode is out.
Mm-hmm.
Go download it. That is crazy.
It's humbling.
It is. I mean, because I get it on my phone.
Yeah.
So it's just like the new episode of Under the CardBoardBox podcast is now up on whatever podcast app you use.
Yeah.
If you're on iTunes, that's iTunes. But I have.
Yeah. I just get a little badge saying one, and
you go in there and it's like
get it
fresh off the press. And even though we record it and you edit it and stuff like that, and even though we do all the work, and it's still exciting when we see that badge. Like, hey, a new episode is out.
It's up.
And we listen to our own episodes. Now, that might sound like weird and stuff like that, but no, it isn't, because the truth is that we don't know how we sound until it's over.
Yeah. And we always like to improve.
We do. We do like to listen to. It's like, oh man, that's the only reason we catch the mistakes that we stay on the show. On the next show, like, man, we kept saying, if you're watching the video, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
When we're supposed to say, if you're listening to the podcast.
Right.
So
because there's 10,000 plus of you guys listening. So.
Yeah, there are 10,000 of you. So please go on YouTube, subscribe to us there if you want to watch us, in our crazy antics. I'll even do something now. I'm sorry.
You just flicked my eye.
I flipped everything. Oh, I'm so sorry.
Ow. If you're listening, he just hurt me. And it hurts.
Stop it. People hate me as it is, Hyro. People don't. Stop being mean to Hyro.com.
.com.
.com. Hashtag Arnoldo's mean to Hyro.
Well, thank you guys. To another 10,000.
To another 10,000. We don't have champagne because usually we don't, we're broke. But
So
yes.
Our Codec conversation for today.
Yes. Before we get into our financial difficulties. Support us on Patreon.
Support us on Patreon.
If you like our stuff, it's right there. So we have an interesting question for you guys, the fans, and for to discuss here today. It's a tough one, but it had to come eventually.
Yes, it did.
The question is: should Konami get another chance?
Yeah.
That's the question today. Should Konami as a company, even though we're not clear about what happened between them and Kojima, even though we don't know who started what or where started who, or, you see so many rumors, and we want the answers. We want clear answers, you know what I mean? But all we have is speculation because by law, apparently, Kojima can't talk about it. Konami's not talking about it.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like we can only go by, either they messed Kojima up or Kojima was being messed up to them and they retaliated.
Yeah. We
don't know. But time goes on. Time goes on and, the Metal Gear games have always been about talking about the times, including the boss. The boss was, she's like, what creates enemies? It's the times.
Yeah.
Because yesterday's enemies are today's allies. You remember that?
No, but that's good.
Yeah, that was good. Well, Too bad. Now I can't use it anymore for the trivia we have at the end of the show. But it's just like, so in time, will Konami be our allies? Because to a lot of the fans, they're enemies now.
Yes.
What do you think, Heido?
In my opinion, this feels like a war, how it felt like before, right? Between a developer and a publisher. So Konami, big brother, publisher. Yes, listen, I'll be the first one to say that when I heard all the news that they were doing and everything and how they were treating their employees, it's shameful to say it, I believe that Konami is whoever's running that company, right? Whoever's up there, maybe you should look at different ways and approach different ways on how to run a business and how to treat your employees. Because it's shameful from what I read on what they were doing to their employees, and I'm not sure if they're doing that now. But in terms of Kojima, I'm excited that he left. Why? Because I feel like this is the first time in the last 30 years or so that he's been making video games that he feels free. I'm a big supporter of developers. I buy these indie games and stuff because I want to support the developers. Every time I hear a game that doesn't have a publisher, like Valve, they make their, they produce their own. They publish everything. Everything is in-house. Another place is CD Projekt Red, who made The Witcher. Obviously, these games are not indie games and stuff, but they're independent. They have no publishers. I like supporting that. Why? Because there's no big brother telling you, oh, well, you got to do this. You got to hit these sales numbers. You have to make sure that you put this in the game. You have to put an online mode. You're forced to do with a lot of things. I have to. Now, for Kojima, he's under Sony, right? That's who's publishing this game. So, but I feel like the relationship between them is a lot more lucrative, where they can go in and they can say, Kojima, you can do whatever you want, right? And whatever time frame, infinite amount of budget, and do your thing. And he doesn't have to be restrained with making Metal Gear Solid. I think that the best creators are the ones who explore outside of their comfort realm. I think that maybe Kojima, for the last 25 years or so, has been very comfortable making Metal Gear Solid and like, this is what I have. This is the new plot. I'm excited to see what else he has in his brain. Why? Because PT. Silent Hills was something that someone's calling me. Yes.
Yes, of course.
It never stops.
It just, if you're listening and you hear like a vibration, that's someone calling Heidel.
My phone doesn't stop ringing.
It doesn't.
Anyway, so playing PT was such a new experience for me. I was just baffled by the amount of creativity inside that game that came from someone who just has been making one series of games for a long, long time. You know, it's like, it's amazing to me how you still have fresh ideas. Although it's impressive that even with one series, he could still make different types of games and gameplay and stories and stuff, which is still as impressive. I want to see what he does. For Konami, they're trying. I see what they're doing. I see exactly how they're trying to... I don't think they're manipulating. I think they're trying to get in with the fans, trying to deviate into the separation that happened. You know, I think the big part was at the Video Games Award, where, you know, he was restricted from coming. I think that was like the split. Like, no, these guys are bad guys and stuff. So I said this so many times already. Konami is not everyone in Konami is bad, right? I know that for a fact. Why? Because we've spoke to people, right, in Konami. There's certain people in there that has worked in the American studios in California, and some of them are without a jobs and stuff, without a job, so they had to go into Konami and stuff, you know. So they were in Kojima Productions, and now they transferred over to Konami. But I feel like they deserve a chance, right, to at least see what they have, right? You can tell they're pushing this to the greatest amount. I haven't seen a game do this, have weekly notes every week, changing things, making things happen in a long time. I've seen it maybe a few times with Destiny or The Division, but see, these games, like The Division just came out. Of course, they're going to have an immense amount of patches happening all the time, you know, because they find exploits and etc. and stuff, just like with Destiny, you know, the loot cave. I don't know if you guys remember that, but the loot cave, like, you could just go in there and get a bunch of stuff. And they were always letting out on Bungie.net, like, different types of patches that are happening, what's going to happen here, what's going to happen there. But in my opinion, like, they're really trying, even though no one, like, statistically cares about this game, or especially Metal Gear Online. It's such a crazy emergency that the siren is coming to get this. They can't even believe it. They can't even believe it.
This is why we mainly record at night.
Yeah.
It's daytime here.
It's daytime
But
in New York City.
Carry on.
This is New York City for you guys.
Yes.
So, listen. Statistically, nobody cares about this game, right? In the sense of who's playing this game. Look at the polls. Look at how many people bought the game, etc. How many people are still buying the game. No one really cares. Yet, they are still trying. Maybe it could be because it's their only property right now that's making them money. But we thought that they were going to continue with these Pachinko machines and, like, you know, have all sorts of stuff and make Metal Gear into a Pachinko machine, which would be the absolute worst. But they're not. You know, they didn't deny the fact that they're going to make another Metal Gear. I really hope they don't annualize Metal Gear, you know, because I think that will take off the substance of Metal Gear. But in my opinion, they're trying. And we should be excited for them because we still get Metal Gear. Yes, it's beyond Kojima, but we're getting something new from Kojima, which is if this was Kojima and like he's done making video games because of Konami or whatever and stuff, like, heck yeah, you know, there's my pitchfork, there's, you know, my torch. But he's making a new game, and that makes me excited. I haven't been this excited since Metal Gear Solid 4 came out. You know, to be honest, I wasn't too excited with Metal Gear Solid 5. When I really saw what it was, just I'm not a fan of the whole open world and stuff with Metal Gear, but I am excited for what Kojima's making. because this is something that is going to be new and just a whole new world of exploration. But for Konami, they have to do certain things to win the fans, and I've seen it. We've seen it. The reason we're seeing it is because we're in the network. You know, we make a Metal Gear Solid podcast, so we know what's going on. Most people don't. Most people think that there's nothing going on with Metal Gear Solid, right? If you're a casual gamer, if you're like, you know, whatever, you play games here and there and stuff or whatever, and you move on to the next one, you really won't know what's going on with Metal Gear because it's not out there. It's not in the news. You know, you hear things all the time about Witcher. Why? Because it's pushed out there. You know, it's pushed out there. I think certain media outlets have given up on talking about Metal Gear and stuff because they've noticed the backlash. The comment sections full of stuff when they announced that there was going to be a new DLC a long time ago, right? Full of backlash. We've seen it. It's been crazy how they can just be like, I hate this game, F this, whatever, I don't care. Konami's this, Konami's that, Metal Gear sucks. These are supposed fans of Metal Gear Solid. Supposed fans. So now I ask you this. Are you a Metal Gear Solid fan or Hideo Kojima fan? That's where it really lies. And like I said before, and I'm going to be blunt and honest, this is the only place we're going to get Metal Gear. Konami is going to be the only developer/publisher who's making Metal Gear Solid. Right? They didn't deny the fact that there was going to be a new Metal Gear. So we're probably expecting something, even if it's a remaster of some sorts. But this is where we're going to get our Metal Gear from. It's not from Kojima. It's from Konami. And with that, I say I'm giving them a chance to see what they have. What do they got? What do they have? Because Kojima wasn't the only one making the game, of course. You know, there were artists and concept artists. You know, most of them obviously went on to Kojima Productions with him. But there were certain people that stayed back. Maybe there's a reason for that. Maybe they see that they screwed up Konami. They were just like, man, we really lost them. How can we gain them back? I feel like there's a second chance for everything. There's been certain developers in the years where they've screwed up. You know, they were just like, man, you know, we messed up with this game and stuff. But they've come back and they hit a home run. You know, I'll say an example. Again, The Witcher. Witcher 2 wasn't as successful. You know, Witcher 1, no one even heard about it. But when Witcher 3 came out, they gave it that push. They gave it that push where it was just like, man, look, this is what this game is. Super ambitious, everything. If Konami comes out and says, this next Metal Gear installment is super ambitious, it's a fan service, which I think will win the fans. It's a fan service, kind of like how Metal Gear Solid 4 was, and this is meant for you. This is our apology. Here is our letter, and that letter is the new Metal Gear game, whatever form it is. I think that's how they're going to win the fans back, by retweeting small groups that are trying to push this game. Like, you know, there's certain people that are playing this game on a daily on Twitch stream and they're tweeting it out. They've never done that. I've been following Konami since 2008, 2009 on Twitter. I've never seen them do this, how they do it now. They've never retweeted things, never liked anything, right? It was very dull. It was just like whatever and stuff. Now there's a shift, right? People like us, right, who are putting out the Metal Gear news, who are saying like, hey, look, here's the thing. This is Metal Gear. We love Metal Gear. I'm pushing it out. I'm playing Metal Gear tonight, Twitch stream. I'm going to tag Konami. Maybe they retweet it. And they did. So they're doing different things for them to say like, hey, look, we're not all bad here. Let's try this. By continuing to do that, by continuing to help this guy in the Metal Gear Operations supply drop that's happening in April, you know, helping people like that, helping, you know, the troops out and stuff. He's doing that for a good cause, and they retweet it. Things like that is what's gonna gain them the fans. Yeah.
Yeah, man. That was quite the detailed breakdown of your thought process. That's great, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, what I see this as is like, the fans of Metal Gear are the kids. Kojima and Konami were the parents, and they just got like a big divorce kind of a thing.
Absolutely.
And it's just like the kids are like, they're mad at mommy or daddy or whatever for doing this, and they're looking for any reason, and the parents are just trying to make it work somehow. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, we hate you, Konami, because you did this. It's your fault. X and Y. We don't know who to blame. I mean, Kojima definitely looks like the victim because of certain actions, like not being able to be at the VMA Awards, or whatever the process may be, or whatever the case may be. But we don't know the backstory behind that. We don't know any of that. I think I'm not siding with either one of them, but what I think it is that I think you and I have both experienced that people can be very different in live light rather than in the background. You can be very kind and very nice to people, in public, but in the dark, you're someone else. And so that's why I've said we don't have a clear picture of what happened or why it happened, just speculation, because none of them are talking about it. I think it'll come to light, because I believe everything does come to light. And it's just like, here's Konami trying to do the best that they can. It's like, okay, we got this divorce. Let's try to make the best of it. You said a lot of very good points. They're really like sabotage mode and these DLCs and MGO for me is just a lot of fun. It just is. And so it wasn't, is it a perfect thing? No, but I thought it was like enough. But they want to keep you there. You know what I mean? Like, and then when MGO 2 came out for Metal Gear Solid 4, they also had a DLC with new maps and new characters and stuff like that. But that didn't come out till later, like way after. And in comparison, it's like, who did you get in MGO 2? You got, I think you got like 4 unique characters, which was Naomi, Vamp, Liquid Ocelot, and Raiden. No new modes though. There was not a new mode, was there?
I don't remember.
I don't think there was a new mode. There were new maps.
Yeah, I remember the new maps.
New maps,
because City Under Siege was one of them.
What was City Under Siege part of? No, it was part of the old.
Really?
It was the original.
It came boxed?
Yeah, it was the original. It was original.
Yes, you're right. Because there was a new one where it was snowing. It was like snow.
And then there's the sewer, and then there's the one in the.
Yeah.
So those are fine. But yeah. So honestly, man, it's just like maybe we'll never know what happened between them. I like what you said when you said, "Are you a fan of Metal Gear, or are you a fan of Hideo Kojima? Which one is it that pulls it out?" Of course, we support the creator.
Yeah.
For making his game, but he didn't get there by himself. You know what I mean? So we don't know where the line is. So before we crucify Konami, and of course, like I said, I've said this in previous episodes, we will always give our honest and fair opinions because, they don't have us in their pockets or anything like that.
They're not paying us for anything.
Yes.
Let me just tell you that.
For anything, like, let's just say this right now.
Yeah, because I can envision, sorry to cut you off, I can envision in the comment section, like, Konami fanboys, they're probably paying whatever and stuff, like, no.
We are not Konami fanboys. We are not Kojima fanboys. We are plainly stating it as it is, as it lays on the field. Please write into underthecardboardbox@gmail.com and you let us know. Let us know what you think. Give us your opinion. And honestly, I don't want you to think that we're siding with them for any other reason. But But with that being said, I do think that Konami deserves another chance because I see that they're trying.
Yep.
I see that they're trying. They're doing what they need to do. They're coming up with updates. If they were just a douchebag company, they'd be like, whatever, Metal Gear's out. Go play. Whatever. Here's all the problems. But no, they're looking at it. They're speculating the issues that they have. And they're saying, we want to fix it. We want to bring you more. We want you to enjoy the game. You know? But I think this was a great Codec conversation, man. I think
for
it
sure.
needed to be had.
I think it sheds some light on maybe different opinions on how people think about Konami.
Yes.
Maybe open them up a little.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And we look forward to seeing what Konami will bring next. We look forward to seeing what Kojima will bring next.
Absolutely.
Even though it's not a Metal Gear game. And we also, you were talking about remakes, man. If it comes out yearly, I hope it's a remake. I hope there are remakes that they come out with.
Yeah.
Because we know that the Metal Gear 1 got canceled by
Metal Gear Solid 1.
The Unreal Engine.
Yeah.
But guys, you can catch this Codec conversation separately on Thursday. On YouTube. Go subscribe to us there. Or you'll probably hear us completely on Tuesday on our podcast. But we have content coming out every single day of the week. And we record on weekends. Thanks for joining us in this Codec conversation. And we will continue.